Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll recap another win for the Ferris State football squad. We'll check in with Bulldog hockey as they had home action, and we'll tip off the basketball season with the defending national champion, the men's basketball team. But first, we'll start with Bulldog football, and joined by assistant coach Steve Annese. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Obviously, got to be pleased with the way your team's playing right now, 8-0 and atop the GLIAC standings.
Yeah, you know, we fought through a tough game against Saginaw. Fought through some weather conditions and, came out on top, so it was a great win for us.
Obviously, you mentioned the weather conditions, weather impacting the kickoff, delayed almost an hour before it was all said and done.
Yeah.
How'd you handle that with that weather delay?
You know, we were in the locker room for about 48 minutes. Some of our guys kind of used the time to refocus themselves. We came out, we got some time to warm up, and, we came out and, really executed pretty well off the first couple of possessions. So.
As we go to some of the highlights of the game, coming in off a win over Grand Valley State, an emotional win, how much of a distraction was that coming into this contest?
I'm not sure how much of a distraction it was. We definitely felt that, kind of that relief from that part of our schedule, but we always talked about our season in segments, and, our time through Saginaw Valley there, Grand Valley through Saginaw Valley was always going to be a tough segment for us. Saginaw was 6-1 coming into the contest, and, they were a good team in their own right.
Obviously, here early on, the defense gets an early stop and gets the ball back for the offense. And after a penalty here against Saginaw Valley, a long touchdown throw here to Javon Shaw.
Yeah, we installed that play this week, kind of thinking that they would sync with us, and they didn't. And J. Rue found an open target and had a nice play.
Obviously, you mentioned Saginaw Valley 6-1 coming into the game, and they had a nice play here to get down to the 1 yard line and eventually tie the game.
Yeah, they were a really talented group. They threw the ball well against us in the first half, and I'm just glad we kind of fortified ourselves at halftime and came out and made the stops that we needed.
Defense making a play right there, and Avante Bell in on the stop, GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week, and had a tremendous game.
Yeah, he played unbelievably. He was swarming, sideline to sideline, making tackles all over the field.
Obviously, the defensive line doing a nice job here, and offense will get the ball back, and J. Rue, 165 yards rushing, really pleased with the way he ran, especially in the second half.
Yeah, they came out with a game plan that they really wanted to force him to carry the ball on some of our option plays, on some of our key plays. He made some great plays with his legs.
Here the Bulldogs driving, but then Saginaw Valley gets the stop, and eventually we'll see them take a 14-7 lead here in the first half, and they, again, had the momentum kind of going into halftime.
Yeah, some things didn't necessarily go our way in the first half. We kind of, fell flat in some areas, didn't convert some key fourth downs, and, we just needed to regroup and kind of get things together.
Obviously had a drive here late in the half and a chance before you were held by Saginaw Valley, and what were the keys, I guess, at halftime going into the locker room? What was discussed?
I think everyone was trying to keep their composure. We really wanted to come out in the second half and just play the way that we were, but just kind of, do the little things right, and that was kind of what everyone talked about. No one lost their composure, and I think it helped us going in the second half.
How important was this first drive of the second half to drive down and tie the game back up?
It was great, to capture some momentum again, and really allow our defense to just play the game that, that they're accustomed to playing.
Obviously, the defense here in the second half were really kind of controlled the Saginaw Valley State offense, forced a couple turnovers.
Yeah, Daylon Stevenson with 2 more picks. He has 4 picks in 2 weeks, so he's been playing unbelievably for us as well.
Talk about the play up front here, the offensive line, and the way they were able to help move the football, 327 yards rushing. Yeah,
both our offensive line and our running backs in the run game really contributed well. We blocked them, controlled a lot of different looks. They threw a couple different fronts at us, and we did a great job of moving, making a dent in the front and creating space for our quarterback to run the ball.
Big play right there on special teams, botch punt, and that leads to another score.
Yeah, Danny Collins, he's been our special teams leader all year, and is always kind of in the right place at the right time, and really does things, really makes a play when we need to make a play.
How tough was it in these weather conditions, especially in the third quarter, driving kind of into the rain and into the wind?
Yeah, I think we needed to fortify ourselves and really just try to pound the ball, the old school style football, and I think we accomplished that. It's great to see us go out and our offensive line really create space when we needed space.
Here, a big touchdown run from J. Rue Campbell to start the fourth quarter, and you had a 2-score lead, and from there the defense did a great job of really preserving the win.
Yeah, I used the word swarming earlier. I think that's what they were. You can see on all of these plays, it's not just one guy to the ball, it's multiple guys to the ball making the play and really tracking the ball sideline to sideline.
Here, an interception again that really kind of wins the game for you as you were able to kind of milk some time away here on this drive as well.
Yeah, definitely. Delon Stevenson again, like I said, 2 weeks in a row that he's gotten key picks late in the game.
6 sacks here from the defense, defensive line, kind of like the offensive line, really controlling the line of scrimmage in the second half.
Yeah, they played great. You know, they dented the front. I think both sides of the ball. You know, we dented their offensive front, our D-line, and our O-line dented the D-line, you know, the front, and created a lot of space on both sides.
You talked earlier about the segments of the season, and obviously tough road games here back-to-back weeks against Grand Valley and Saginaw Valley, and nice to be back at home for a couple weeks.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to be back at Top Taggart. You know, it seems like so long since we've been there. You know, we had the Battle in the Ballpark, which was awesome, but you know, it kind of took an opportunity to be at Top Taggart away from us, and so it's been a long time, and it feels great to kind of go back into a week knowing that we're going to play there again.
Obviously, this week taking on Wayne State and a team that's coming in after a big win over Northwood this past Saturday.
Yeah, you know, they really had a great game. You know, they put it together on all fronts. You know, it's kind of what I think we were all expecting them to be coming into the season. You know, they have a veteran group, you know, led by a great O-line. You know, they schematically really want to pound the ball, and their O-line, you know, has really come together and put a dent in the front. They had I think two backs carry the ball for nearly 200 yards apiece. So it was unbelievable, you know, really pounding the ball away.
Obviously, with these 2 home games back-to-back, what are some keys here to getting a couple more wins and keeping that unbeaten streak intact?
You know, I think it's similar things to the keys to the game that we just played. I think we got to dent the front on both sides, create space for us to run the ball. If there is any vulnerability in Wayne State's defense, it's you know, they've given up some rush yards. So, you know, we need to dent the front, create space for ourselves to run the ball, and then we need to contain their rush attack. And if we can do that, you know, we'll have a good shot.
Obviously, it's a long season from week 1 to week 11, and certainly you hope there's some more games beyond that. Just talk about the progress that's been made, especially on the offensive side that I know you work with.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've kind of talked all season about taking the game week by week. You know, we kind of set our goals to take each week individually and really try to get better every week, you know, heading throughout the season. And a lot of our guys, a lot of our older veteran players kind of look back to when they were first getting to Ferris State and look back at, you know, those 14 and 15 GLIAC championships, and that was something that they wanted to achieve again. You know, we've had great success in the playoffs the last couple of years, but we haven't been necessarily able to capture that GLIAC championship success that we want to have, and you know, that was kind of a motivating factor for our guys.
How nice has it been for you and some of the offensive staff, obviously working with an experienced group and so many veterans coming back this year?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we have a lot of pieces that have a ton of experience, a lot of games under their belts. Me personally coaching wide receivers, you know, I have 2 guys that started every game last season, you know, and so we have a lot of experience. Jay Rue coming in new has really gotten up to speed really quickly and, you know, done some things that we haven't even been able to do in the past, even when we've had veteran quarterbacks. So I think his presence has been big for us and, you know, driving us forward to take that next step offensively.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the 8-0 start, and best of luck against Wayne State Saturday, 1 o'clock at Top Taggart Field.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.
Want to be a storyteller? The television and digital media production program at Ferris State University is the Create space for you. At Ferris, you will apply creative and technical skills to create stories worth telling. You will be immersed in your learning. You will practice every part of the production process. You will create in state-of-the-art facilities with the latest equipment and software. The TDMP program at Ferris State. Learn to make storytelling your career. Find out more at ferris.edu/TDMP.
That's it. I'm hangry. What is it going to take? A pizza for $5.99? Weekly specials? Online ordering? Actually, that sounds pretty good. I think I know just the place.
Banish your hangry self with Mancino's convenient online ordering. A 14-inch, one-topping pizza for only $5.99. Or try one of our unique weekly specials. And don't forget, Ferris students, you get 10% off. Call, go online, or stop in today.
What does it mean to be a bulldog? It means you will be focused. You will be inspired. You will be ready. You will be yourself. Ferris State University. Be a bulldog. Apply today at ferris.edu.
Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog hockey with us head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome back to the show.
Good to be here, Rob.
Obviously back at home this past weekend, taking on the Mercyhurst Lakers in a hard-fought competitive series that ends in a split.
A very good series. It really was, Rob. I enjoyed that one. I thought it was hard fought, but for the most part, very clean hockey, and it was just a good competition. I thought Mercer's very well coached team. Rick Gockins does a terrific job with them, and I thought we played well. We did. We played really well on Friday, and for the most part, had a good game Saturday. There's some things that we got to correct and moving forward, but good series, and it was good. Good hockey, like I said. As
we go to the highlights of Friday's game, coming in after a competitive series against Western Michigan, got off to a great start on Friday night with a win.
Yeah, we did, and you know, we were full marks for it. Roney Skelman-Kangas, freshman goaltender, got his first start of the year, and you know, I don't know that we gave up a ton of shots, maybe 22 on the game, but Roney deserves some credit for it too. As you see here, how quickly he covers that rebound up, doesn't leave pucks laying around his net. He also, right there, he makes that save and he steers the rebound into the corner, and that really helps out the team on defense. This is a big night for a lot of our freshmen here. Hunter Wen scores his first career goal. Great finish, great job by him. You know, they nod it back at one, and then you're going to see, I think the next highlight has got, it's Cooper Zek, freshman defenseman, scores his first goal of the year. Another really good finish by Cooper, just like Hunter. So we've got two freshmen on the board. We got a freshman in net getting his first win. Good stuff for us.
Marshall Moyes with another goal here. Had a big second period and really got some opportunity.
Yeah, well, this is interesting here. Oh, we don't see it again, but it actually went in off his head, so it was like a soccer goal for us. I don't know if I want to say headbutted in, but it ricocheted back and it goes in off his head. You know, good look here for Jake Transit, another freshman. So we're getting some good opportunities. Another first-year player right there. Frankie Melton scores his second of the year. Here's a nice power play goal, cap it off at 5-2. The two goals we did give up, though, you know, were defensive zone mistakes, and you know, it's something the next night we get better at, but we did give up some line rush turnover, you know, where we turned the puck over, gave up a couple goals there that, you know, something we got to work on going forward.
5-2 win and had a couple power play goals in that Friday night victory.
Yeah, special teams on the weekend were really good. We held them 0 for 12 or 0 for 13 on the weekend in terms of their power play, and that's a credit to Mark Kaufman. He works on the penalty kill. So when you hold another team 0 for the weekend, and they scored 6 goals against Notre Dame the previous weekend, they're a goal-scoring team. That did a great job. Then we scored 2 on the power play on Friday night. So special teams-wise, very happy with the weekend.
As we come back to Saturday's game, playing back at home for a second night, had a huge crowd on Saturday night.
Had a great crowd there. Would have liked to have had the same result we had the night before. Here's a penalty shot. Justin Kapelmaster gets the start this night. Here it was another turnover on a 4-on-4 at their blue line, sending their guy in on a breakaway. Bad turnover. And they get their first goal. In this game, I think we only give up 16, maybe 17 shots. So it wasn't like we were peppered, but when we made mistakes, we made some big ones with the puck. I thought Mercyhurst did a terrific job in their own defensive zone, though. They were strong. Here's another turnover we make deep in our own zone. Just one you don't want to have. And so here we are not giving up many shots, but the ones we do are high quality. And you'll see us have an opportunity on a 3-on-1 line rush. Cole Norris got a great shot. Wish he would have just pulled the trigger on that, let the other guys handle the rebound. But now we're down 2-0 going into the third. We only give up 3 shots in the third. We get looks, but we just aren't able to capitalize on our chances.
Obviously, you mentioned the looks. Had big edge in total shots both nights and had some opportunities here in this one.
Yeah, we did. We had some chances, and we go out into the third period, and Justin Kapelmaster sustained a concussion, so we had to put Roney back in net. And like I said, we only give him 3, but here's a turnover deep in our zone. all 3 goals off turnovers. There's one of their 3 shots ends up in the back of our net. We do get it to 3-1 and have some chances late to get much closer. We have a power play. We pull our goalie with about 3 minutes to go. He had a number of looks. I think we'll have a highlight coming up here in a minute that shows one late in the game. But we just weren't, at that point when you're down 3-1, you're chasing the game.
Jason Tackett had that goal right there for you on Saturday night, and then here's the one where you had some opportunities right in front of the net.
Yeah, we did. It's 6-on-4. We had some even before this flurry here, and there's a mass of humanity. You can see that almost sneaks in on the shot. We just can't get a handle on it. But it was tough coming out with a loss where we really didn't play that poorly, but some turnovers were very costly to the team.
3-1 the final score, and now you open WCHA action at home this coming weekend against Alaska Anchorage, and certainly looking forward to the start of conference play.
Oh, we are, and they're a hard team for us to know much about. They've only played 2 games this year. The first game they played Colorado College, very good team. They got beat 10-2. Then the next night, the same team turned around and beat Colorado College 4-3. So I don't know, we'll watch those 2 games as closely as we can to try to glean some information. They have a new coach this year, so they'll be a different team. But nevertheless, we want to start off. A lot of the things we've done between the exhibition games and the non-conference games is to get ready for our conference play. We got work to do, but we're getting there.
Obviously, we've talked about how many home games you have in this early stretch of the season. For the younger kids, like those guys that scored maybe their first goals on Friday night, how important is it for these home games here in the early part of the year?
Well, they are important, Rob, and now we're going to play, I think, 5 of the next 6 games we have are at home again. So this is going to be an important stretch of time as we're playing a lot of our home games in the beginning of the year. And so it is going to be important that we get off to a good start. I mean, we go into the conference play, and then the following week, and we jump out non-conference again we have a home-and-home series with Michigan State. So, these next 4 games, they're important to us, and with 3 out of the 4 at home, we don't want to peel too many of these games off without getting in the win column.
Talk about the leadership you've got from maybe some of your older players, your captains, people like Corey Mackin.
Corey Mackin's doing an outstanding job. A great leader on the ice, off the ice, in the classroom, and that's very important to us. And it's not just him, it's our entire senior class, and they're good students. They work extremely hard off ice in the weight room and conditioning and every day in practice. So we're getting quality leadership, and it's no surprise to us that we're getting it. Those guys have been very mature, good Bulldogs for all 4 years.
Well, Coach, best of luck this weekend, hosting Alaska Anchorage Friday, Saturday, 7:07 p.m., and go Bulldogs.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.
Want to be a storyteller? The television and digital media production program at Ferris State University is the Create Space for you. At Ferris, you will apply creative and technical skills to create stories worth telling. You will be immersed in your learning. You will practice every part of the production process. You will create in state-of-the-art facilities with the latest equipment and software. The TDMP program at Ferris State. Learn to make storytelling your career. Find out more at ferris.edu/TDMP.
Cuts back to the right side, breaks a tackle, touchdown!
Mackin shoots and scores! Corey Mackin off the rebound!
Run to Williams, back to Cusingberry, three-pointer up and good!
The tournament champion.
Ferris State with a huge win!
Come rise with us. For more information, visit ferrisstatebulldogs.com.
At Ferris State University, we're more than our student to faculty ratio.
More than our variety of programs, our internship rate,
or our number of student organizations.
Here, you're never just a number.
You can be yourself and be focused on your goals.
Be inspired every day and be ready for tomorrow.
Be a Bulldog. Go to ferris.edu.
Stop
Inside of 10 seconds left. Ferris State with a 71-69 lead. Smith being challenged to Paterka. Long three off the mark. And the Ferris State Bulldogs are the Division II national champions.
Woo! Bulldogs win the national championship.
Ferris State with the win.
Minute.
First national title in school history for the Bulldogs. As the Ferris State fans going crazy here in Sioux Falls. A dog pile in front of us. A tremendous victory to cap what's been a magical season. Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Rob Bentley with you and joined by head coach of the Ferris State men's basketball team, Andy Bronkema. And coach, something that never gets old is seeing that final play in the national title game.
Yeah, that was a great introduction, and you guys had a great call, and it's memorable now. And yeah, we've heard it a few times, but it does not get old.
Obviously defending national champions, but it's a new season and already off to a quick start with a couple big games this past weekend, the exhibition against Grand Rapids Community College and then your alumni game.
Yeah, well, we're glad to be called the defending champs, and we're always going to have 2018, but we are putting it somewhere in the rearview mirror, and now we've moved on. We had a couple exhibitions here, and both of them served us well. We've improved, and we had a great week of practice, and I like how we're looking.
Obviously, you started off the exhibition season on Friday night against Grand Rapids Community College, and a special connection with you, your brother on the opposite sideline.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and we've played 2 of the 3 years that he's been coaching there as head coach, and he's had some great teams, a couple national tournament teams in his first 2 years, and looks like they have a pretty nice team again this year. But it's a local team, and local talent too, guys that are aspiring to be Bulldogs perhaps. And a chance to look at them, but also just a chance to, play my brother and get some good competition. He has a disciplined team, and it was a nice game for us.
Obviously, here first game, first exhibition game, a chance to play a lot of guys and a lot of new faces.
Yeah, 15, 16 guys we played in these first 2 games, so that's hard to do to get any sort of rhythm or flow. But we just asked the guys that are in the game to play in our system, and I think they did that pretty well. With a lot of bright spots, but a lot of things we needed to work on too on the film, and that just helps guide the next couple practices.
Obviously, down at the other end, running the point right here, scoring the first basket, Deshaun Thrower, and had a big weekend playing football and basketball.
Yep, basketball game, football game, basketball game. So big week for Deshaun, and he's if anybody can do it, he can. And we limited his minutes, and I think he played 12 minutes in this game and 15 in the alumni game, so we want to make sure he's still healthy and ready for that championship run in football also, but he's going to be a heck of a player for us.
Obviously some experience on the floor right here with this lineup, and Cole Walker hitting the shot, but these guys that are returning from last year's title team, certainly nice to see them in action here in a different type of role.
Yeah, they all have different roles really, except for Marquise. Marquise was a great player. Here he is on a high-low for us last year, and we're just asking him to be a little bit more of a leader and a little more efficient in his same role, but everybody else is in a new role, and we're adjusting to that. But you mentioned Cole Walker. He's played great in the first 2 games. He's been great in practice, and I don't know how that pass got through there, Robert. But him and Taylor are man in the middle, and they're doing a wonderful job. And we've had a lot of guys step up, and just a lot of new faces around. 8 new players in practice. I mean, we got new managers, new trainers, new coaches. I mean, there's just new people in the gym. So everything just feels a little different, but we're getting used to it.
Armani Tinsley with the ball right here had a nice weekend shooting the ball for you.
Yeah, he made 8 threes this weekend. Armani had the luxury of redshirting with us last year, so he's really got a lot of experience in the system. So his comfort level is a little higher than some of the other new guys.
We'll see Mason Pline here with a couple big plays coming up here shortly, and obviously he's one of those new guys, one of the freshmen here that got a chance to play for the first time.
Yeah, Mason's been blessed by a guy with lots of tools, and he's a big kid, but he's nimble, and he's got some good instincts. When he gets it in the post, and you can feel that double team, and I'm not sure that one should have went in. A little high archer with some pressure there. Maybe should have shot fake, but yeah, he's just got great instincts. He's made a lot of good passes out of the post, and you saw a little of his athleticism there too, dunking on somebody.
104-63, the final score, and one thing you did in both games this past weekend, you shot the ball pretty well as a team.
We shot it real well, and I think that's going to be a little different twist to this team, and we didn't shoot that many threes last year, and we obviously had Noah King, but then we made him by committee, and Deshaun really stepped up as a shooter last year. But this year's team has a little more potential to make a few more threes, and we just don't want to live and die by it.
Obviously, following the Grand Rapids Community College game, you came back on Sunday, taking on some of your past players, the alumni game, and just talk about having those guys back in the gym and what that meant.
Well, the day is loaded, you know, with stories and memories and hugs and laughs, and the guys we had coming back are all special to the program, and we made sure to thank them for the building blocks that they laid for our championship, and we wanted to remind our team that, you know, they had chances to win too, just whether it was, you know, good fortune, a little bit of luck or injuries or what have you, but we were the team that cracked through, and we thank them for that. But that team's loaded with talent, and you know, they're just not in shape. You know, every year we're teasing them and say we're gonna run you off the floor, and we have been. So one of these years they might get back on defense and stay, you know, even in transition, and then it'd be a real close game.
120-86, the final score of that alumni game. Now a big challenge this week as you head to Durham, North Carolina to take on the Duke Blue Devils. Just talk about what this experience is going to be like.
Well, we're trying to make an experience, so we're not shying away from any of that part of it. We're going to enjoy that part of it, but it's also a step of preparation for our season. So we're using it as that too. So it's a lot of things wrapped in one. It's a lot of people's bucket list, you know, to travel out there and go to those games. You know, there's just something about going to North Carolina and Duke. We've had the good fortune to play some high majors more locally, and those have been bucket list things too. But you know, this one is another great opportunity for our student athletes and for our fans, and we're just excited about it. And you know, no offense to the alumni or my brother's team, but we're gonna have to step it up a couple notches, and I think we will.
I know, obviously, as you've shown in the past, you want to experience it, but you also want to go with a game plan to try to win the basketball game. Just talk about what that will take.
There's no doubt. I mean, we'll start digging in pretty hard this week with the game plan, and we'll see what we can do. It's just the margin of error in our game plan is going to be very little, if any. So, and it's not a game of perfection; it's a game of mistakes. So, you know, that being said, you know, there's some sort of chance. You know, 1 in 75, 1 in 100, but that's why you play the games, and that's why there's storylines. And regardless of winning and losing, there'll be some sort of storyline that we can take away and keep with us forever, and we're happy about that. But it's an exhibition game. They're going to be playing a lot of people. We're going to be playing a lot of people. We're going to be doing things and playing lineups that help us, you know, prepare for our regular seasons. So, but we'll still be going for the victory.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the national championship last year. Best of luck to the Bulldogs at Duke.
Thanks, Robert.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com.